Hi, I'm Gong. Today I'm giving a presentation on a social problem about nativism and phobias. Basically, nativism and phobias often lead to discrimination and prejudice against individuals or groups perceived as outsiders or foreigners. It's the root of the discrimination and prejudice. This is how the discrimination comes from because of the nativism. And this can be manifest in various forms, including the hate speech, violence, exclusionary policies. In a broader way, xenophobia can have the economic and political impacts. For example, in economy, hostile attitude towards immigrants may deter the skilled worker from moving to a particular country, leading to labor shortage in critical sectors. And in politics, impacts and nativism and phobia often contribute to political polarization and rise of populist movements. And I gonna use conflict theory perspective to develop on this topic. Basically, conflict theory is developed by the Karl Marx, who emphasized the rule of power and in shaping the social structure and relationship. It's posits that society is characterized by the constant struggle and conflict between different groups, particularly between those who have power and those who don't. And backed with phobia and nativism with perspective of conflict theories. Um, Conflict theories argue that nativism and phobia often rise with the desire of dominant group and to maintain their privileged rights in society. They view immigration and the persistence of diverse cultural group as threats to their economy, political, and social status. Basically, upper class or majority class want to protect their rights and wills, and the minority group want to pursue this right and will. So they have a conflict and competition. In conflict theory, this is the better to use the conflict theory to explain this topic. So there is inequality in wealth, as we know. So by using this conflict theory, we can explain more about the topic of these nativism and phobias, where it's come from, how it's come from. So I'm thinking about this two solutions to solve this problem. One is about economy policy. Basically, is by creating a more job creation or job opportunities for both native born and immigrant populations. In this way, it can elevate economy anxious and reduce dissatisfaction of this population. This approach can forward a sense of economy security and social inclusion towards immigrants. So it has this strength, but limitation is obvious. It needs to create job opportunity is need a lot of significant financial resource and take time. So the government will allow this policy to implement and still a doubt about this. So just an idea. And the second solution is about the education policy. Basically, for example, it can give more points on the final grade of the important test, like the 15 more or 20 more on SAT in USA. It's like the idea from the Chinese policies. And the strength is obvious. You can access a quality education and empowers the minority group by equipping them with more opportunity. And education can break the cycle of the poverty and provide individuals with the tools and participate full in society. So the limitation is obvious. Structural barriers still exist, such as institutional racism and social economy disparities and inadequate resource in school can hinder the majority students and academic success. Also, there can still have implicit bias, which educator and the educational institution may unintentionally have a stereotype and bias that lead the migrating students won't have the more success than the majority group. But there still have good example of this education policy part, like the first black president Obama, who have a good education and finally see have the more power and have good position in the upper class. So this is a good example of have the education policy employment what will happen in the future. So I think this education policy will be more useful than the first one, but it still need take more time. Yeah, that's what I think about. So this is a reference, and thank you for listening my presentation. Thank you.